The road into Basra. This is the kind of Iraq that Britain is leaving behind. 56 months ago, the desert rats first entered Saddam's second largest city. But on Sunday, British troops will finally hand over control of the region to 30,000 Iraqi police and army. But they leave Basra in the sway of brutal militia. Because when trade or even celebration occur here, it's under their fierce rules, a savagery seldom spoken of. In the hard-line Islamic culture taking root in Basra, a capital offence can seem trivial. For female students, it can be not wearing a headscarf or wearing makeup. The graffiti daubed outside this university warning as much. It adds, "God is our witness we've conveyed this message," words that are now almost law, against which people will only speak anonymously.
The headscarf is something that's been imposed on me. I do not want to expose myself to dangers I could very well do without, because there are many groups or people in the street who would say, "Where is your headscarf? Put your headscarf on."
Victims of Basra's militia and their ideology, so powerful the police can only really sit back and count the murdered women so far this year, 40 of them.
We are about to study these crimes, and we formed a committee to find out the real reasons behind the killings and spread awareness throughout the community. We ask for the participation of human rights and women's organisations.
New, broad rules for society here, yet some Basrans have a particular reason to be fearful.
Things got worse when the British left. Assassinations that started with the religious clerics. Then the gangs started fighting. Basra used to be the safest place in Iraq.
Muthana Abdel Hassan, nervously smoking here, used to cook for the British, but stopped this August after threats from the militia. His brother, a translator, didn't.
For a week we didn't know where he was. Then the British said he hadn't shown up to work for a week. We went to look for him. His body was dumped on the road. He had a piece of paper on him saying he was a traitor as he worked for British forces. It was stuck to his chest. He'd been shot 5 times.
Sami is 52. Her husband was executed by Saddam Hussein 26 years ago, and she now lives with her disabled mother in the squalor of their home.
We lost everything because of the wars, had to keep moving around from one place to another. I keep having to pack up and move.
Her elder son works in Baghdad as a guard for Iraqi Prime Minister Nouri al-Maliki, and in Iraq's tribal brutality, that was enough one night for masked men to burst into their home and beat his younger brother so badly he hasn't been able to walk since.
What did they gain from doing this to him? They ruined his life and his family. For what? He can't go to the doctor or support his children. When the British forces were around, they would patrol the streets. They kept us safe. Now anyone can barge in, take your son without fearing anybody or any government. If you complain, the government, they do nothing.
His elder brother doesn't dare come back here anymore. His central government job, the problem with Basra's new management. Our cameraman spoke to a top commander in Basra's all-powerful militia, the Mahdi army. He fought against Saddam, fled to Iran for 20 years, and now leads attacks against the British. That's why he wanted anonymity here.
Basra cannot be ruled by force. There are too many entities fighting for power. Even the British didn't manage to control Basra by force, so they fled in fear to their base in the airport. Basra needs a vision.
His group, he claims, is almost an alternative government, offering protection, installing order, mocking official corruption.
The first people to combat smuggling were the men of Basra, not the government. They took charge after the fall of Saddam, when there was no government. Then, when the government took over, smuggling increased. It's bizarre. What a mystery.
The British leaving Basra to a general, he says, who's trying to disarm Shia militiamen, still reeling after months of sectarian conflict in Iraq with Sunni rivals.
The guy running the security plan now, Mohan, only believes in power. He wants to cleanse all Iraqi homes of weapons. But the Americans elsewhere in Iraq are arming Sunni tribes. And in Basra, police are trying to take arms away from Shia tribes. Let them dream on.
It's his gunmen that, after months of rivalry, are now the dominant force on Basra streets, locals say. Perhaps that dominance means British troops can withdraw without the risk of violence between militia spiking of it spiralling out of control. British commanders have dismissed accusations of failure here, saying expectations were too high.